Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl, Ashley, the amateur expert, coming to you live today with this episode of Talk Tuesday. Excited to be here with you this week. We missed last week, unfortunately, but yeah, we are trucking along. So, since we've last met, we've had 2 or 3 study halls, which have been going great. I created a community of 4 people who need just some accountability, people who need some partnership or just some time on your calendar where you're getting work done. And so um, we've met on Mondays and Fridays thus far, and it's been really going well. And so excited to carry that on. We'll meet again this week on Friday at 10 a.m. EST. If you're looking for details on how to join us, we'll definitely drop that into the show notes. But today's guest, I'm excited for you to learn more about her. I met her maybe 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, at the Mayel retreat. I think it was the refresh retreat. I'll confirm the details with her. But I met her. She had a great spirit, and seeing her just grow and glow across all platforms since I've met her has just been truly inspiring. And so I was like, we need to have her on. We need to have her on the show, and so she'll be joining us shortly. It's been fun, bringing the show back in a more consistent way, learning more about people and learning just like the possibilities and things that you can do, or someone that you can guide or suggest one of your friends do, if they are in a transition or in a pivot space where they are trying to sort out what's next for their life. And so yeah, it's going to for sure be a great conversation. Her bio is as long as a CVS receipt. And I was like, wow, this is really cool to see all of the work that she has done. And I'm excited to see the work that she will continue to do. Let me see about pinging her to join. Do-do-do. Let's see. I may hop off and hop back on, but let's see what is going on. Share to add to channel threads. Hello, how are you? Happy Talk Tuesday to you. Add moderator. Nope, that's not it. There we go. She has joined us. Amazing.
There we go.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well. How are you? Happy
I'm
Talk
good.
Tuesday.
Happy Talk Tuesday.
I was just saying, I feel like I haven't seen you in person since the Mael retreat. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago, I think, at
I
this point.
know. Even
That's very
doing
crazy.
such great work. And so
Oh,
I'm
thank
excited
you.
to delve into it. I was looking at your resume and you think you know people on
Right.
social media, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. So definitely
Yeah.
excited to talk more about that and your journey. So
Likewise.
if you could please tell us
Mhm.
who you are and like what you do currently for work.
Okay, so my name is Agnes. I go by Aggie, and I always say it's because Agnes is just an old name. And everybody's like, your name is Agnes? Yeah, my grandmother's name was Agnes. So yeah, Aggie, which is where I got Kiss My Aggie from. Um, Currently, what I do for work, I can't even really pinpoint it. Right now, what my path looks like is mainly the production entertainment vein. People might see like a lot of like concert footage and things like that. Um, but I'm moving more so into the space of more so journalism and not just, the fun live action type of stuff, working on a documentary, and trying to keep those as my main two focuses until I move on to the next aspects of entertainment.
Wow. Okay. So, um, your parents named you Agnes, so that means they knew that you were destined to have a great future, for
I
sure.
hope so.
When you were young Agnes, can you share with me, and us, what did you want to be when you grew up and like why?
Yeah. So when I was young, I've always really loved music.
Okay.
Which is why my page is full of just music mostly at this point. But I always loved music, and I actually wanted to be a singer when I was a kid. So I was always like writing songs. I was doing talent shows. I was in the choir. I was doing all those things, but I somewhere along the line was like, I think I'm actually too shy to be like an artist. But I was doing like entertainment camps, like we
Okay.
had little girl groups, we were doing all of those things. So that's what I wanted to be. Somewhere, along the way, I realized that it wasn't just like I didn't have to be forward facing. There were so many other things I could do
Mm-hmm.
within entertainment. I always loved to write. I always loved to read.
Okay.
Entertainment Tonight is like my nightly staple at 7:30 ever since I
Yes.
was a kid. Even to this day, I watch
Wow.
Entertainment Tonight at 7:30 every day. So I just knew I wanted to be like within that space some way,
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
No, that's awesome. Okay, so how would you have defined success in that field or like when you were a young person?
So when I was a kid, I thought just like, oh, if I can just like meet all these stars,. That's success to me.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you remember, like we would play MASH or whatever, and it would be
Yeah,
like mansion, apartments,
yeah, yeah,
shack, house, or whatever,
yes.
things like that. I was like, well, if I have a nice big house and a nice car and all of those things, then that's success. That's what I thought as a kid.
Yeah,
I don't obviously think the same way I thought
of
when I
course.
was a
But I
kid.
mean, if you did it with, that's not bad. You can still want a nice house
Yeah,
if you'd like.
you're right.
Um, Okay, so I think I love these type of conversations because a lot
Mhm,
of times, when like in previous podcast episodes, it'll be like, I wanted to be a football player. And it's like, okay, but today you are like a Spanish teacher, right? Like, or like,
right.
something that's very disjointed or like something that you wouldn't connect. But it seems
Yeah.
like from a young age, you sort of knew that you were doing. And so
Oh yeah.
I imagine that you took deliberate steps to make that happen. And based off of your resume, I see that you did. And
Yeah.
so if you can share just like um, your journey from then to now,
Mhm.
and like how you started your own company and things of that nature.
So the funny thing is, as deliberate as I was, so I love music. So I studied radio, TV, film at Howard.
Okay.
I wanted to go into radio. By the time I graduated, that kind of shifted as well because radio was just kind of changing. The landscape of it was changing.
Okay.
But even though I was like super intentional about staying within, like keeping entertainment media within my grasp, my jobs, man. So the things that I've done, I've been a kindergarten teacher. I've been an
Okay.
executive assistant quite a bit. That's like
Yes.
the main thing I've done. Um, what else have I done?
In the entertainment industry specifically, or just all industries?
All industries. I've worked at
Okay.
a museum.
Okay.
Um, I've worked retirement community. I've done retail, of course. I've done so many things in between,
Mm-hmm.
but always still kept the dream alive as much as I could.
Yeah.
Um, but that was it's not like for not trying to get into like the entertainment space, like in the corporate world. It just never panned out. When I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, even as a kindergarten teacher, I'm not gonna lie, I would be sitting at that computer, tell the kids, okay, go to circles, go to, go read a book, go color or something, after curriculum was done. And I would
Mm-hmm.
be applying to
Yeah.
jobs at like Live Nation, Beat, wherever I thought I could get a foot in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But when I couldn't get in on like the corporate side, I was like, okay, that just means I need to keep building up whatever I have going on for myself.
Mm-hmm.
What else have I done? Because I look back and I'm like, I have worked quite some interesting jobs. I've worked at the Museum of the Bible. I've worked for financial I've just worked all types of different jobs, like W-2 9 to 5.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, I worked at a housing co-op, like all types of stuff. But it was during COVID. So I think maybe right after I met you, or before, somewhere in there,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't working.
Okay.
I was just doing gig
Yep.
work. And
Mm-hmm.
then I ended up working in television. So I did that for 2 years and was able to do some producing for reality TV. And that was
Mm-hmm.
the first time I was able to actually get my foot in the door, like on that side of things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so someone who has also had a myriad of jobs before, I feel like I've sort of found my way in what I want to do next. Also doing gig work in this current state.
Yeah.
But like I've sort of like know what's next or like have a
Hmm.
feeling for what's next.
Hmm.
But I do believe that each of those jobs prepared me and like gave me like more of this, less of this, or like, oh, this is how you deal with this. So
Exactly.
do you have the same feeling that all of the jobs that you've had up to this point have given you sort of like a solid foundation for what's next?
Definitely. I feel like it's given me um, just a lot of like cross transferable skills,
Hmm.
especially when you're dealing with people in any capacity. Um, Definitely. I would say the admin side that I've had has really helped me in my own business and trying to develop systems and processes for myself.
Hmm.
Um, I was a kindergarten teacher, I was a preschool teacher. Working as a preschool teacher helped me to work with grown reality adults, like in television.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just learning how to deal with different personalities and different environments. I think all of that has definitely set a good foundation um, in that sense.
For sure.
Um, yeah, I think everything is pretty much transferable at the end of the day. And I was doing executive assistant work because I don't want to say because it was easy, but because it just kind of came naturally to me.
Hmm.
Um, because I can read and I can write and I can manage people's schedules and all of those things. I'm a pretty amiable person. So, yeah, I think all of those things are necessary in entertainment as well. And then storytelling. Storytelling is
Hmm.
like the core of everything for me. So, yeah, I would say so.
So what made you decide, or how did you decide that you were going to like start your own company and be your own boss?
So, the main thing I think was the fact that, well, for one, I couldn't break into the industry in the ways that I wanted to.
Hmm.
But then over time, I realized that having my own thing meant I had autonomy over my own creative vision,
Yeah.
which is really important to me. Um, I really wanted to break into certain areas, but even having worked in reality television and things like that, I realized I didn't want to feed into a specific narrative, and that
Mhm.
narrative can be a little bit on the messier side.
Yeah.
And my tagline for Kiss My Aggie is to do all things in love, which is First Corinthians 16 and 14. So I wanted to tell stories that are like uplifting and the positive side of things. It could still be very entertaining. I just didn't want to be like super salacious. So starting my own thing meant I could control whatever, however I wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's good. So how would you define success today?
Ooh, so success today is being able to eat off of my dreams, which I'm not fully at yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what success looks like because it's I'm not gonna say it's not easy. It's like a double-edged sword. So it's easy in the sense to have a 9 to 5 because you have your security, you have your health benefits, your check is coming every 2 weeks, or it should
Yeah.
be at least. Um, that's kind of easy in a sense, but it's also hard if you are a creative person who knows that you want to do more and you seek to do something that's is not always super structured.
Yeah.
So I think success is, for me personally, being able to live my wildest dreams, pay all my bills, take care of people that I want to take care of, um, and to be able to do it freely without having to like compromise anything.
I think that's
My
great.
my my health, my peace of mind, because there is a sense of peace of mind obviously when you have that 9 to 5.
Yes.
But then there's that other side where it's like you don't have the same peace of mind that you get when you're like truly fulfilled in what you're doing.
Hmm.
And I feel like, entertainment media is the only thing that really and truly fulfills me. Like anything within that sector. I still like to write music. I still like to work on screen. Like all of those things are the things
Yeah.
that really like get me going.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's success.
I think that's awesome. And I love how for a lot of people the definition changes
Hmm.
as we move along our career and sort of
Yeah.
experience things. What's something that you know now that you wish you'd known sooner in your career?
To do it scared,
Mm.
like, and to like not overthink so much. Like, I wish I would have just been doing stuff. I mean, I was kind of sort of, but
Yeah.
I feel like I wish I would have gone like a little bit more full throttle
Hmm.
sooner, and not because I've been forced to. I feel like I've been forced into really going full throttle because I've been laid off 3 times.
Hmm.
And I feel like that was God saying, told you already that that's not what you're supposed to be doing in the first
Yeah.
place. Like, and until you're super, super uncomfortable, I don't think you're going to get it. So I think this most recent time, he made me super, super, super uncomfortable. Um, just threw me into the deep end with no, you know, no life raft, no nothing, just out there. So I wish I would have been a little bit more like audacious sooner.
Hmm.
And not cared so much about exactly. That's exactly what God says. And I ain't gonna tell you again. Literally, pretty much. And
Yeah.
so now it's like I'm really fully just relying on him. I'm happier and more fulfilled in what I'm doing. However, I need my dreams to pay me accordingly as well. So I've just been working really, really hard at that. And I think that if I would have, done that a little bit sooner, I might have been a little bit further ahead a little bit sooner. So,
I love that you say that. And yes, I think for me, God will literally like snatch me out of a situation like, girl, no one
you're
said
too
for like
comfortable. Yeah.
you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And so it is very uncomfortable trying to
Mhm.
navigate because it's like, no, but I am comfortable. Like, why are you trying to make me uncomfortable? I
Yeah.
don't want that. Want a soft life, Jesus.
That's it.
Uh,
Literally.
but okay, but practically, if you could, and if you can't, that's okay. But
Mhm.
wondering if you can share like an instance or like what does doing it scared look like for like those of us who are like, I am scared and I do want to do it, but like, how do I do it scared?
For me, doing it scared, like practically, is like just stop over analyzing things. Because for me, I tend to have like analysis paralysis. and will think about, even down to sending an email, because I have to send out a lot of emails and a lot of correspondence to people that I don't know, that don't know
Mm-hmm.
me really yet, trying to introduce myself and pitch myself and ask for interviews and things like that. And even down to email, sometimes I'm like, ooh, is this too friendly? Is this too cold? Is this too, I don't care at
Mm-hmm.
this point. I'm like, at this rate, does it have all the information?
That's good.
That's it. If it has all the information, the worst they can do is read it and not be receptive. Like, oh well, okay, move on to the next one. So I think it really boils down to just not overthinking things. Like just do it. Not trying to over perfect things either is another thing. Um, because I feel like there, well, I know there's a lot of things that I have had just sitting locked and loaded that I haven't put out because it's not perfect, or waiting for all the best resources, or like, money. Money is another thing that really has kept
Mm-hmm.
me from doing a lot of things.
Yep,
It's definitely a necessity. Unfortunately, you need money to do a lot of things.
it's true.
Um, but it also causes you to be resourceful with like what you have, with who you know. Another thing I would say is don't be too scared to ask people for what you need,
That's
because
good.
that's a thing that I struggle with a lot. Is, first of all, I'm the eldest of three girls.
Mm-hmm.
I am pretty prideful in certain things, and I'm like, at my big age, at this rate, I feel like he's already thrown me so far off into the deep end that I'm like, I need to also add that to the list of things that need to be done scared, which is just opening up my mouth and saying, this is what I need. This is how I need it. This is who I need. Like just opening up my mouth and asking for what I
When I feel attacked, because I don't think I was asking for myself, but maybe I was. I don't know. So that's
want.
really, really good. And even when I started this podcast, I think this is
Mhm.
maybe one episode like 152 or
That's
three.
amazing. Yeah.
Um, when I first started, I had the like, and not just analysis paralysis. I was like, I really needed to make sure I had all the things that to make it right. And then I saw Devon Franklin on Instagram, and he
Hmm.
was promoting his book, The Truth About Men. And he was
Hmm.
going live with um Kirk Franklin and like three or four other people. It was like, I
Hmm.
think, a series for the week. And I was like, he has access to
Yeah.
all resources.
Yeah.
And this is how he's conducting this sort of, conversation. And I was
Hmm.
like, just
You can
start
do the
there.
same thing. Exactly.
And so I was like, because I was what microphone and the lighting and
Yeah.
and this. And I was like, okay. So I called my friend up and I was like, I need you to do the show. And then he
Hmm.
couldn't do it. And I was like, Jesus. And another person did it. And so yeah, I agree. It's figuring it out. What is
Hmm.
the minimum viable product that you can create? And
Yeah.
then reiterate.
Exactly.
Maybe don't sit in your car while you're doing the podcast anymore, Ashley, because the
Right.
signs are going by, right? Like, so as you go, you can perfect it. And so
As you
thank
go, you
you.
can grow. Hmm.
Thank you. Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Okay, so I have this podcast, but I also have a clothing brand, Affirmed Armor, where
Oh,
we
awesome.
remind you of a truth that you've forgotten about yourself, or we provide declarations that like maybe you want to share with the world. Today I'm wearing an I'm in a foiled shirt.
I love that.
And so thank you, over your journey, what are things that you've said to yourself when things got tough? What is your favorite scripture? Like, how do you motivate yourself when the going gets tough?
I say Jesus be offense quite a lot. There's that. Um, I constantly tell myself that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Mhm.
Um, till I believe it. Because some days I'd be like, Lord, can I? And then that takes me to um, His strength is made perfect in my weakness.
Mhm.
So it's like where I am weak, He is strong. So all of the things when I start to feel like weak is those are the scriptures that I those are like my anchors. But one of my favorites is Ephesians 2:10, which is we are His handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do great things that He prepared in advance for us to do. So I
Yeah.
always like kind of look at it like I know he gave me these gifts, he gave me these visions for a reason.
Mhm.
And as cliche as it sounds, it's like if you can see it, if you can visualize it, that means it's attainable, it's possible. Nothing is impossible with him. So I'm just like, there's a reason he gave this to me. And sometimes I really have to like lean into that very hard, even on the days, because even up to recently, I've just been like, you know what, I'm just going to quit and I'm just going to go back to a 9 to 5 because I need to pay my bills and I still want to have fun. And even if that means I can only have fun on the weekends,
Yeah.
fine, as long as I know my bills are paid. But then I go back to the vision and the
Hmm.
scriptures and the things that he's given me. And that keeps me anchored and it keeps me moving forward. Or like those random words that I'll get from like a random man on the street, which happened to me pretty recently. And I've been holding on to that. He told me to press. Long story short, he was like, God told me to tell you to press. He's
Wow.
like, whatever the thing is that's on your heart that's worrying you, press. So I've been holding on to that since June 19th. And yeah, that's
Wow,
where
that's so
I'm
good. Because
at.
I say often that I feel like God winks at me.
Hmm.
And so, like, there are times where I'm like floundering and I'm like, I don't know
Hmm.
what. And then there's like a little, like, cash
Just
app,
glimmers.
drop. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Hmm.
So I can get gas? Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Exactly.
Right?
That part.
Like this is the
That.
littlest things that
Hmm.
sometimes feel so overwhelming. And
Yeah.
or like a conversation or a friend will call and it's like, oh, there is joy, there is
Hmm.
laughter that can be
Hmm.
had in certain moments. And
Yeah.
so I'm happy that he sent that gentleman
Yeah.
to you.
Hmm.
Okay, well, we are coming to the end of our conversation,
Hmm.
sadly. I want to give you an opportunity to share sort of like how we can support you, things that maybe be coming up, or just like, anything, the things that people say at the end of the podcast.
Right.
And then
Right.
I'll ask my final question.
So many things coming up. Well, I'm trying to get I don't know how this platform works because I usually used to go live on TikTok. And
Mm,
they can be a little like, don't say this on here, you're gonna get whatever. But I'm trying to build out my YouTube channel, get
nice.
subscribers going on there because I do have a series that I'm working on over there because I
Okay.
want to get back into the interviewing space
We
and not
can
just the
maybe co-post. I don't know if that's
oh
possible
yeah,
on YouTube.
collaborate or whatever
Yeah, because I these
cross
all go
promotion.
on YouTube after, so we can
Oh, perfect. Oh,
share
perfect.
that.
That'd be great. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, that's coming. I'm working on my documentary and trying to secure some funding for that and trying to secure a co-executive producer for that as well.
Can you tell us about
Um,
the documentary?
yeah, so the documentary is Sexy and Saved, which is what I've been working on for the past like 10 years.
Nice.
And like I said, it was the money and all those other things. But I'm like, I know so many people, there's really no excuse to not get it done. The
Hmm.
way I started it is the way I can probably finish it is by opening up my mouth and just reaching out to people. So Sexy and Safe started as a conversation about like body image and sexuality and women being kind of um, the double standards against women in the church. But
Hmm.
I think over time, that conversation has broadened into just the state of the church itself, the relationship that Christians have with it, um, titles, and just the different conversations that typically aren't being had, but
Hmm.
are, I think, coming more so to the forefront now. So it's kind of a fully embodied project now.
That's exciting.
Um, yeah, so I'm working on that.
We'll be
And
supporting you on that. I
thank
mean,
you.
uh, Erica Campbell and Dr. Holly Cotter just did that
That
Thou Shalt Not
film,
Something film. I don't remember
hmm
what.
showing adultery. Uh-huh.
So maybe that's an avenue for something.
That's okay. So that is the avenue that I was trying to. I went to LA last month, but I wasn't able to catch up with her then. But that's one of the avenues that I'm trying to work and see if I can get that to work out. Um, so yeah, there's that, and then that's about it. I do real estate as well.
Okay.
I haven't really been doing it because, as you can see, I've been all over the world doing. media stuff instead. But I am licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, so
Okay,
that's going to
nice.
be my other thing to try to get myself some food.
Yeah. Amen. Because we got to eat.
Yeah,
We've got to
exactly.
eat. Okay. Um, Okay, so thank you for sharing those things, and we'll
Of
drop
course.
those. Any links that you share, we'll put in the show notes, and we'll definitely
Perfect.
collab post so that both of us can have visibility on YouTube. Again, I don't know if you can
Awesome.
say it or not,
Right. I
but
don't
whatever.
know.
We make the rules around here. Okay, so I'm Ashley, the amateur expert, and I know a little bit about a lot. And so as we come to the end of our conversation, I would love if you can share with me a random fact, something you've learned, across your journey that you picked up. It can be a Snapple fact, just any random something that I can say Aggie taught me.
Hmm, a random fact. I don't know about a random fact because I do know a little bit about a lot of things.
Hmm.
Um, um,
Maybe something about maybe pitching yourself or cold calling or
I'm not even gonna lie,
um
cold calling is the one thing I do, which is why my real estate has not been really popping yet because I don't like calling strangers. But
how you create your content, how you curate a story. It could be anything.
okay, so I think the best way to curate a story is to tell a story that you genuinely care about.
Mm,
So for me, if it's on my page, it's because I really love it and I care about it. I don't really like to do hateful things and like gossipy things. So
mhm,
that doesn't come naturally to me. Now, if that comes naturally to you, God help you. But I mean, I guess that's your avenue. Um, but I think the best way to tell a story and the best way to live life in general is to literally do it with love. Well, that was actually
mhm,
kind of a revelation for me, considering that is my tagline. It's like if you do it because you actually love it, it's so much
mhm.
easier to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That is
Of course.
something I'm struggling with. So
Yeah.
that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Of
you for
course.
sharing and thank you again for being on the show. It was great to
Thank you for
catch up in
having
this
me.
way. I've, like I said, love seeing you grow across socials
Oh,
and
thank you.
yeah, I wish you the best of luck and can't wait to see your documentary.
Thank you. And always, you can call me or reach out to me anytime for anything. That's another thing I'm also realizing is that um, I never felt like I had like anything to offer outside of
Mhm,
like like what I like to do as far as,
mhm.
but I'm like, even if it's just being an accountability partner or bouncing ideas off of, one another, there are
Yeah,
things that I can offer and that you can offer.
yeah,
And I think that's another thing that people kind of miss out on, not realizing like, even if you might not have money to give or like,
yeah.
everybody's gifts aren't the same, but we all have something to offer. So reach out to me anytime. I
I
might
will
not,
actually, I'm glad you said that. I started this group I'm calling Study Hall, and we
okay.
meet on Mondays and Fridays virtually.
Okay.
Mondays at 2 p.m. and Fridays at 10 a.m. both PST. And it's
Okay.
literally just that, a time for those of us who are in transition or building businesses or
Hmm.
entrepreneurs, like a
Hmm.
time to just really lock in, like reset.
Perfect.
We come on and we say, hey, this is what I'm going to complete in this hour block or 2 hour block. And
Hmm.
then we pray in and we mute ourselves, we turn off our
Yep.
cameras and we get to work.
I love
Um,
that.
and it's something that I used to do during the pandemic, but I
Hmm.
didn't realize how much more productive I am when I'm
Yeah.
working in that sort of environment.
Yeah.
And so far, the people that have joined have been really productive. And so it doesn't always look like a
Hmm.
financial
Yeah.
gift or
Contribution
like
or
even like these are the 5 steps to do. It's like,
yeah.
or let's just work together and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so thank you for mentioning that. If you ever want to join Study Hall, I'll drop the link also in the show notes. But yeah, we're really just figuring it out and trying to do
Every
what
day.
God put on our heart to do. So the last thing we have to do, which is a little awkward, is to smile at the camera for like 10 seconds so that we
Okay.
have a cute still of us
I feel like I've just
together during
been
the show. So we'll just do a quick little cheese moment.
okay.
Awkward, 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 but it will be great. Awesome. Thank you, Aggie.
Perfect. Thank you
I
so
hope
much,
you have a
Ashley.
great week and we'll talk
You
soon.
too. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.